speakers, but the head stays clear. I came in from the pit with the concrete sweat. Found my name in the ground, found my debt in checks. Every step got weight, every stair got math. They got my moves like marks on a cracked up graph. I don't bend for the grin, I don't fall for the flash. I fight through the pressure, make a lane from the crash. Ain't link, logic, bitter breath, hard like scan. If the world wanna stunt, I'm the man in the jam. Dirty palms on the wheel, I steer through the static, black smoke in the gut, but the talk stay tactical. Found the drum in the chest, hit sharp, hit ragged. Every rumor get dragged, every falsehood bang. I seen friends turn thin when the room turned cold. Seen big talk break down when the lights got old. So I move with a grin like I know what's due. Heavy steps, hard code, and the whole block knew. Now the corridor bends and the echoes get mean. Broken glass on the floor and the paint peel clean. I keep pace with the storm, let the tension climb. Every line is a blade in a welded frame of time. No prayer in my pocket, just a fist and a plan. I rock a path through the night, through the grit, through the span. When the walls close in, I don't flinch, I attack. Leave sparks in the dust as I cut my track. Face down on the cold slab, ink stains on my cracked hands. Then crossed out on the clipboard, red X where my post stands. Steel doors in my rib cage, dead bolts on the soft parts. Black tape on the warning signs. I wear it like war art. Cold glare in the glass frame. I don't blink, I don't beg. You bring me your pretty lies, I grind them down the dust and lead. Barcode on my left side. Sharpen every hidden sin. Graveyard in the stairwell, graffiti full of dead plans. I walk like a guillotine, click once then the world slams. You flex for the small screen, I burn for the long haul. Every scar another badge, every drag another brawl. Spit on the blank page, burn holes through the soft talk. You came for a pep song. Wrong place, hard stop. On the school tray, vice grip in the homeroom. Clock ticks like a drive-by. Pictables and gold frames. Halo made of paperwork. Future of the nation, stapled to a fake smirk. Chain link in my daydreams. Lockjaw on the front gate. Badge man with a stun toy. Breath smells like blind hate. He says I should calm down, learn to take a deep breath. My calm is a landmine, counting on the reset. On the brick wall, you grew from a trust fund, soft bed shortfall. You talk about choices, you never had to skip meals. You never watched good friends fold cars for a plea deal. My past is a land deed signed under street lamps. You can't buy that backbone if you want it, even with your war chest. Boardroom, blue flame in the glass eyes, tie clip like a trap jaw, handshake like a flat line. Memo full of dead weight, clock out, count blood coins. They don't see the ground floor, they float over sore joints. I came from the locked doors, fluorescent on the late shift, steel boots on the wet floor. My head full of cheap mess. Overtime, no thing, paycheck like a bad joke. Still I kept the fuse dry, waiting for the right stroke. Now I'm in your rich feed, blacked out on the main page. Every word a blunt force, every line a steel cage. Kids hear this in bus seats, knuckles on the cracked glass, writing out their own rules, foot down on the weak gas. tags and stained sleeves knocked down, but they push through. Skull full of dark sparks, hands wrapped like brass rails. Walk straight through the smoke screen, breathe deep on the ash trails. You built all these dead mob flagpoles and cheap pride. I built from the failed test, fists up, raw stride. You cling to your clean shoes, afraid of the oil stains. I stomp through the black rain, march on these cracked veins. Every step a blunt fact, every bar a locked jaw. When this track goes dead quiet, you still feel the raw draw. I don't need a hook line, I don't need a safe word. I am every late shift, silent but still heard. When the last note cuts out, no echo, no kind light. Just this weight in your chest, and my ghost in your hard drive. In the gold mask, blood in the contract, ink in the cold flask, hand on the handle, bending the boat back. Every single thought in my skull yelling, hold fast, chain link mindset, tangled in the crossfire, dead nerves twitch when the landmines all wire grim. Little monarch crown made of bad days, tattooed silence, jaw locked in the black haze. Pressure on the tempo, ticking in the bone cage, files in the floorboard, names on the torn page. Concrete conscience, claws in the brainstem, every accusation engraved in the same stem. Venom in the grammar, spitting through the lock gate, jawline clenched. I'm the product of raw hate, chalk white knuckles on the mic like a vice grip. Drag my own shadow through the ash till the lights dim. Iron in the iris, staring down the dead screen. Stitch another emblem in the flag of the obscene. Saw on the tongue, keep the oath in the clenched fist. Every single scar is a line on the guest list. I don't pray, I just pace in the small room. Nails on the drywall, mapping out a dull doom. Bite down hard on the word till it breaks loose. Letter by letter, I'm the sun and an escape news. Silver in the footprint, dragged through a black rain. Face in the mirror looks carved from a cracked vein. Cold burn, anthem in the throat, let the spit fly. Eyes like a war drum, heartbeat, a landslide, pavement, profit. Summoning the short fuse, ink stained fingers turn to guilt in the sharp news. Every legal promise was a trap with a soft grin. Every quiet handshake, grease with a dark sin. Break room tyrant, feeding off the small talk, cheap plastic power. Leaning on the false rock, file room tyrant. Bleeding out the workday, smile like a mugshot, soul in the worst state. I was born in the back lot, raised by the sirens. Sleep through the sunrise, live for the violence. Breath taste metal, lungs full of bad smoke. Tongue like a hammer that dips when the mask blow. Lead in my posture, stride like a hangman. Mind on the cross, their life in the trash can. Every time they told me keep it in the right lane, I carved my initials in the spine of the mainframe. I don't need favors from a plastic committee. The thrones look brittle as a glass in a quick city. I'm the last bad feeling that you get on a calm day. Footsteps echo like a drill in a raw cave. Toxic authority trembling in tall boots. Voice on the intercom frayed like the old truth. Clipboard tyrants hiding from a hard fact. Fine print daggers buried in the contract I broke. In a stronghold built from the bad years. Wallpaper peeling like the skin of my past fears. Calendar soaked in the sweat of a long shift. Dreams on the bottom of a drawer in the lock lift. Knock once, kick twice, step through the smoke cloud. Shadow on the doorway. Posture is so proud. Tell your little counsel that the storm hit the boardroom. Ties start to tighten when the blood hits the floor soon. Boss in the bar stool, bragging about the pay cut. Smile like a snake bite, heart like a gray rut. I keep a quiet list carved in my backbone. Every small to the lion. This one label speak with the venom that you brewed in my bad days. Feed you each word like a pill in a of a busted sign. Boots grind, glass shadow in the burrow spine. Metal gate moans, cold air tastes like funeral lime. Clock hand twitching everything off time. I step in, jaw set like a dead bull. Footprints etching the dust every step and insole. Fluorescent headache dripping on the stained floor. Whole room sour like a grudge you can't ignore. Iron on my breath, heavy as a closed fist. Knuckles like graffiti, every swing a blacklist. Memory is blunt force, swing it till the frame bends. Name carved shallow, I erase it when the day ends. Hot like a stockpile, pinned under padlocks. Gaze cut sideways, kicking at the sandbags. Unbox every berry trigger laid out like a crime scene. No, that goes mother telling me to come clean. I don't want mercy, I want impact. I want that hard truth, no retract. I want that floor crack, concrete cough. I want the crown fall crooked, get torn off. This is that shut door. Both slide, fist to the mirror. Shards ride, blood in the footprints. Track wide, walk through the wreckage. Dead pride. Every warning label, peeling at the corners. Stack like case files, taller than the mourners. Swallowed every insult, burned it in the fuel rod. Spit ass scripture blasphemy for false gods. You want calm? Wrong man, wrong planet. I was building a foundry underneath the granite. Pressure on my shoulder, anvil on my chest bone. March like a factory line, head full of grindstone. Face to the wind, taste grit in the airwaves. Every old nightmare filed under X-Day. Steel toe logic, breakthrough drywall mind. Step through the doubt storm, leave cracked out lines. You cling to approval like a last matchstick. I drag that halo through the oil slick. If you want comfort, change the station. This is raw nerve, riot incantation. Enough with the backspin, half too tight rope. I cut that thread, watch the mask elope. Let the mask slip, let the frame warp, let the paint peel on your last call. Some that blackout in your high-rise plan. I'm that fuse pop in the wealthy clan. I'm that thought through the banquet hall. I'm that lockjaw stare when the liars fall. Pages of apologies crushed in a steel drum. Prom dress promises smeared till the ink numb. Teachers, preachers pointing at the fault line. Said I'd be a chalk mark outlined in a short time. Now I'm that fault crack running through the glass hills. Every step a landslide burying their past bills. They built cages, disguised them as safe rooms. I tore hinges, turned closets into war tombs. Every small slight filed in the live wire. Every backhand prayer stacked on the cold fire. I don't need culture, I need fracture. I need lies split, open show manufacture. I'm the product recall on your fake barcode burned off past grace. No rape, I don't bleed with the skyline. I walk ground level, boots so manifesto, handshake with the devil. Not a deal, just a warning. Eye to eye tension. I'm the clause in the contract you forgot to mention. Look in my face. Look in my face, see a long list of every time kindness. Turn this wrist of every time promise. Pull the quick fade of every cheap favor with a hidden blade. I built armor out of thrown stones. Mortar made from every unreturned phone. Call every ghosted has-been vow. Every dry confession mumbled somehow. Turn that way into raw drive. Turn that. Go floor, cold floor, cold floor. Neon flicker, black boots, breath like winter. Knuckles crack, eyes like splinters. Clock on the wall, reads never. This never. Yeah. I was raised in the back of a dead-end hallway. Black paint peeling from the words that they scrawled there. Hand me down hate like a coat I could crawl in. Every empty bottle was a saint that they called when Rick came through and the shame got louder. Mom on her knees, dad stinking like powder, saying this is how men stay proud under pressure. But pressure made diamonds out of bones they measure. So I sharpen my tongue on eviction notices, reading every line like a list of promises. If the world gonna treat me like a busted fuse, then I'm flipping that grip. I refuse to lose. They fed me cheap thrills, cheap pills, cheap sermons. Tried to turn my anger into quiet, clean burdens, but I saw through the talk, through the handshakes, lies. So 1,000 little cowards hiding under neckties. They call me broken till I break what I touch. So I learned how to hit back harder than enough. Turn my back to the past like a locked up cell. Spit bars like a pastor preaching concrete hell. Yeah, walked out with a jaw set harder than granite. Every step heavy, like the weight of the planet. City look back with a glare like a challenge. Fine, bring your worst, I can carry that damage. Every storefront face, just blank, unblinking. Shuffle of the crowd like a pack, all sinking. All that small talk tastes like metal in my mouth. I'm allergic to the script that they pass around. I saw a bully in the boardroom, smiling for the camera, saying bloody knuckles just to clean up propaganda. They talk about progress, charts, and profit, but the crew runs hot on exhausted coffins. I won't be a cog you can grease with despair. Won't trade my rage for a swivel chair. I'm the stain on the floor that you can't scrub off. I'm the laugh in the back when your plan falls off. Took every insult, stitched it into armor. Now each syllable slice grows sharper, harder. You want quiet compliance, I bring street psalms. You want calm conversation, I bring napalm. From broken glass and gravel, every little cut turned to fuel for travel. Used to choke on the smoke of the secondhand standards. Now I breathe deep, speak deep, break the slander. They said sit down boy, let the grown men talk, but the grown men flee when the real storms walk. I'm the shadow in the doorway you try to ignore. Now I'm writing my name on your safe house door. Not in spray paint, not in polite ink, cursive in the way your blood runs cold when the truth hits perfect. I don't pray for forgiveness from the same cold hand that slammed my head down. Told me understand what? That my place is the gutter, that my voice is a glitch. They can easily smother, I reject that script. Shred that myth, roll it in the dust, grind it under my fist. Every promise they broke is a stone in my chest. So I throw those rocks through their smug, clean glass. You wanted quiet lives and predictable suns. Instead you got me with 1,000-ton tongue. Yeah, see the high-rise windows all pale blue glow inside. They toast to the back, stay broke on the ground. We scrape through the daylight flit, trying to spark something brighter than red. They sew up the sky with wires and orders, map out the rage into neat straight borders. But anger that neat is a house pet leash. Mom's a stray on the hunt that refuses the leash. I speak for the kid with the late night playlist who stares at the ceiling, chewing on hatred, heart beating hard like it's trapped in the cage. Dreams scribbled in the margins of minimum wage. I'm not your mascot, not your brain ambassador. Static in the wires of the ceiling. Static in the wires of the static in the wires of the static in the static in the wires of the ceiling. Concrete sweat, neon rotten, the peeling paint. Locked in the hallway, you're glitching exit signs. Knuckles split on the brick. I taste iron in the dust on the window. Every smear, every fingerprint, another name I mention of the dead. I'm old. Oh, I got a jaw full of graveling, dazzling breath, eyes like black glass, catch the faint glow. Dead elevators, I climb by the cables hand over hand till my calluses show. I am that rumor they tried to delete, buried in files with the names all blurred. You can scrub that database raw, still I see through the cracks in each word. When the locks all click, I'm already inside, staring at walls that remember my face. Your cameras blink, then shudder to black. You feel that chill? That's me in your place. I don't mask up, I grow more angles, sharp like a shadow with that switchblade grin. When I exhale, the hallway narrows, pressure turns ankles to glass from within. Keep your slogans, I stockpile your grudges, stack to the ceiling in a silent stack. Every slight, every side I give and filed in a ledger I refuse to redact. You measure your days in likes and shares, I count mine down in loaded steps. Heavy boots, steady inserting, marching across your unguarded regrets. Reboot is a weapon, cold start, then I spike to attack. My thoughts move jagged and hard diagonals, every angle a reason to crack. You build your gates from brittle glass, dress your fear in designer threads. I walk through crowds like a hidden verdict, that's row echo in the hallway of head. I keep scoring invisible ink on the backs of hands that shook in doubt. Your handshake trembled, mine was steady. You felt the weight, you just brushed it out. Your heroes fade into harmless murals, paint peeling off in abandoned malls. I carve my mark in the pillars that matter, deep in the bones of collapsing walls. You call this system a ladder, I see a cage, vertical maze where the meat stay numb. I climb each bar to the metal bend and drop from the top like a warhead drum. I drag my rage through the graveling glass till it gleams like a polished stone. Slip it inside your velvet party's heavy reminder you're never alone. I walk past guards who avoid my glare, their radios hiss but they never speak. They feel that shift in the pressure around us, instinct screaming that the structure is weak. That's my job. I'm that blood force lesson, they never schedule, crash course taught in a single blow. Everything fragile you tried to protect, laid out, shaking in the crooked row. Your leaders laugh through rehearsed denials while cities choke on invisible chains. I move beneath their polished stages, tracing fault lines under their veins. I read your fear in the way you shuffle, quick little glances to every door. You know I'm close when the hallway hums, when the air turns heavy against the floor. I learn my code in abandoned classrooms, desk legs bent, windows braced, graffiti maps of a filled up rising, still wet in the corners, no one erased. Every insult, every quiet dismissal, pressed like fossils in the back of my brain. You thought I fade in the glow of your screens, instead I grew teeth made of your disdain. I don't forgive, I repurpose anger, forge it to armor and sharpen the rest. Turn each light into sharpened language, laid like landmines across your chest. You built your world on a fragile promise, signed in ink that was never dry. I walk its edge with deliberate pacing, every step closer, every excuse a lie. I don't crave crown. Down, down, down. I don't crave crown. I don't crave crowns. I don't crave crowns. Turntables carve up the silence. Turntables carve. Turntables carve up the silence. Turntables carve up the silence. Vinyl dust in the air like fallout. Under fingernails, spark of friction. Hand cuts time into jagged fragments. Steel in my I spit raw fractures, words hit bone. Rearrange a chapters cold in my chest like ash in a cavern. Caught in the churn of a blackened pattern. Glass on the floor maps every misstep. Each sharp shot keeps every sin fresh. Walk that path with a blood wet tread. Leave those prints like a path you tread. I don't seek pity, I sharpen purpose. Aim that rage at the cracks in surface. Fist close tight on that car wire anger. Turn that charge into live edge danger. I'm the bad choice carved in the table. The missed call blaring on cable. Static in the mind runs wild and feral. Ink on my hand stains every moral. I drag my thoughts like chains through gravel. Break that chain when the joints unravel. Face in the glass, I deny that stranger. Still I lean close, draw near the danger. Draw near the danger. Draw near the danger. My spine holds weight like a loaded scaffold. Every rung climb through pure backlash cold. Dark in the gut like a berry scandal. Step in my zone, feel grip, dismantle. I bite through lies, leave bitter powder. Jaw stays clenched as the doubts grow louder. Eyes lock forward on a distant fracture. Head full of ghosts that I won't manufacture. I grind through days like a worn out piston. Hearts around me keep their distance. Talk that tough, but you fold on impact. I walk through storms that erase your syntax. Scenes cross scripts on the walls of memory. Scenes replayed in a walk trajectory. I pace that room till the pace starts peeling. Words drip down, spell out my feelings. I claw through walls you claim are endless. Found that scene where the scene looks friendless. Pull that thread till the map stayed empty. Laugh felt dry, but the truth cut plenty. I'm a raw nerve, loud in the socket. Touch that pulse and you spark like rockets. Every soft word sounds thin and hollow. I trust scars more than the praise you swallow. Shake those frames till the weak ones panic. Grip that mic like a last-ditch weapon. Aim each line at the doubts you're rapping. I burn no maps in a steel blue barrel. Smoke rice warnings in shapes that travel. Follow that trail, you'll find my damage. Laid out plain like a crime scene canvas. I swing through fear like a wrecking lantern. Light that path while the shadows answer. They reach out then try to drag me backward. I cut that pole with a straight line manner. I'm eating dust off the boots of tyrants. Back out in defiant silence. Head bound once, but the spine stayed rigid. Now my gaze line size cold. Deliberate to frame me up as a perfect villain. Fine by me, I embrace that vision. Paint your safe with a cracked foundation. Watch the halo stain from the revelation. I'm not here for a neat redemption. I'm breathing flaws, exhale contention. Leave my mark in the grinding gravel. Walk off stage while your myths unravel. Unravel. Channel gospel in the dead end sky. Dead channel gospel in the dead end sky. Static in my veins while the blank screens fry. Ink black fingers on a cracked glass shrine. I drag my name through the fault line. Barbed wire grin, I don't blink, I bite back. Concrete tongue, heavy step in the pitch black. You want calm? Wrong place, wrong format. My thoughts hit stone, every word a war chant. I don't chase ghosts, ghosts line up to chase me. Night cough smoke, and it shapes like my bad dreams. Heartbeat hammered into iron by anxiety. I wear that pressure like armor, not irony. You want peace talks? I brought both cut rage, turn close locks, kick holes in the rib cage. channel, gospel in the dead end. Yeah, I woke up now to the same old Dow code. Hands glowing from the ceiling, reaching down. Calendar bleeding through the desk, I hate. Fluorescent hum chewing through my brainwave. Clock hand spin like a loaded roulette. Every new spin lands deeper in debt. Vocal roller full of dreams buried under old task. Boss face, plastic asking why I wear a black mask. I got a migraine halo and a knotted spine. Whether late, no, this is rap round my life. Friends turn feed, just icons and angles. Love turns math, just favors and tangles. They told me breathe in, breathe out, find calm. I learned the truth through pain, grind through the psalm. Finger to the glass where my future once sat. Now it's blurred like rain on the windshield crack. I don't trust voices that smile when they sell peace. I trust scars on my knuckles in the nights I didn't sleep. Dead channel, dead channel, dead channel, gospel in the dead end sky. Dead channel, gospel in the dead end. I walk through malls like an armored ghost. Neon horror show where grins doing the most. Every storefront script says kneel then buy. I see the leash tucked neat in the tie. I grew up swallowing guilt like medicine. Prayers like passwords tight, never letting in. They preach bright light for obedient drones. I found my faith in the places hope won't go. In the cheap seat roads where the cops don't stop. In the locked up blocks where the locks don't pop. Head down kids with the headphones loud. Turning bruised hearts into blackout sound. I don't want crowds, I want fracture and truth. I want dirt on my boots, not stage proof shows. I don't clap hands for a padded throne. I raise both fists for the cracked unknown. When the air tastes burnt and the walls lean in, I etch new paths with the edge of my grin. Every misstep, every scar, every split lip drip becomes one more nail in this coffin. I flip. Dead metal, gospel in a dead end sky. Dead metal, gospel in a dead end sky. So here's my sermon for the sleepless pack, for the clenched jaw crew with the spine like a track, for the ones who choke on the morning news but still lace up and drag their frame through. You are not data. For a faceless feed, you are not product. For a quiet elite, you are not background. Gray in the frame, you are lone wolf logic in a rigged arcade. They will brand you angry when you speak that proof. They will call you broken when you bend their rules. Let them throw labels like stones at a train. You're the raw steel rail that outlasts the rain. I don't spit hope like a sugarcoat cure. I spit rough math, hurt and grit. Do you wanna hymn? This is gravel in your throat. March that mantra for a dead channel, dead channel, dead channel, gospel in a dead end sky. Dead channel. Some the gravel, cold iron in my grip. Some the gravel, cold iron in my grip. Boots on the gravel, cold iron in my grip. Black flag dragging in the ash. Tight lip mask on my face like a lock safe. No head, eyes on the throne, and I walk like Flint. Chain in my palm, that weight feels honest. Back with the sins I promise. Grind in the stride, that grind gets louder. Every step shakes up chalk and powder. Down. I don't ask, I take, that's policy. Bite down hard on the rotten monarchy. Back alley vows in the smoke of the factory. Ink on my hand from the lines they redact from me. I was raised in the cracks of the sidewalk fray, and the billboard glare in the gray all day. With the fist like a stamp and the tongue like a blade. If I say it, it stays carved deep in the frame. They painted me wrong on the stained glass window. Halo, crooked my halo in limbo. Ashamed like I go till the cloth caught flames. How I drag that ass through their holy names. Talk big from a swivel in a soft lit room. I seen royal suits fold at the end of a boom. I seen gold-plated gates start sagging with fear when the concrete choir starts chanting in here. I'm the breath and the mask of the riot line. I'm the ink that escapes every border sign. I'm the look that you dodge when your price gets named. I'm the last dry match in a world. work you price. Now every rough line's like a sharpened slice. You pray to a brand with a barcode halo. Bow to a screen in a blue light tableau. Every light, every swipe, every hollow chair is a steel cage door on a volunteer. I keep scoring a spiral of unpaid rent in the yellowing notes of a 10th bed. When the landlord smiled with a pen like a dagger, I etched one date, now that name stays staggered. I'm the stain in the soup that you couldn't bleach out. Boardroom boys whisper what they can't speak out, cause I walked that block where the board's not safe, where a zip-tied pistol finds an angle to break. You got clean white floors in your lobby shine. I got red clay dirt on my soul outline. Every footprint left is a quiet confession from a world that was built as a loaded question. You pledge that order, I pledge resistance. You draft new rules, I draft persistence. My grammar's checking, my syntax fights. Every misplaced comma is a clash of rights. I don't spit for applause from a pedestal. I spit for the kid in the back on the heat. Face to the glass of a bus in motion. Mouth full of grit and a gut full of ocean. She don't need slogans printed in chrome. She needs the map of the dead trap home. So I lay each word like a stepping stone across that flood where the bass is sown. If you want my silence, bring better change. These wrists learn rhythm from rattling frames. Every shackle taught me a different cadence. Now the lock's just part of the vibration. I've been cuffed to a desk by every step shakes up chalk and powder. Yeah, yeah. Come. Don't creep real. Concrete breath. In the lock room, air. Steel chair shadows. Crawl up the wall. Static in the vents like a dead man prayer. Cold floor humming. Waiting for the fall. I was raised on a blackout vision. Glass in my shoes, still tracking every decision. Every step cut close, heavy dose of derision. They clap for collapse. I collapse their religion. I don't beg, I don't bend, I don't bargain. Walk through the fire with a grin like a target. Everything heavy in the center of my chest, like a magnet for the madness in the heart of the mess. I see vultures disguised in designer threads. Shake hands and they sharpen what they plant in your head. I say blood like a brick in a velvet glove. You stay stuck on an image that you claim is love. I drag chains of mistakes through a hallway. Your faces, every door leads back to the same cold places. Try to wash off the stain with another excuse, but the past keeps biting when you slip the noose. I'm the salt in the wound that you tried to hide. I'm the doubt in your throat when you're selling pride. I'm the crack in the mask when the flash goes off. I'm the ache at the base when you fake that cough. You can measure my rage by the sleepless nights, by the bent fork scars in the kitchen light, by the way my hands shake when the phone lights red, by the ghost on the couch where a friend sat dead. Friend sat dead. I don't pray to a king in a hanging robe. I was built from the grit under heavy loads. Every lesson was a fist in a narrow room. Every compliment a time or on a quiet dome. They fed sugar on a spoon with a bitter core. Gave hugs that were bait for a later war. Now my veins pump ash in a plastic flood. Heartbeats drums through a tidal of mud. I chew glass in the form of an honest thought. Spit truth like a nail when the metal's hot. Every word is a bruise that I learned to use. You can feel each welt when I bruise the fuse. I was told stay soft, they will treat you fair. So a body on the floor, so an empty stare. So a quiet clap hands for a guilty man. So a halo made out of a bloody brand. Now my hope's just a weight at the end of a chain. I drag that thing through the hell and the acid rain. If it snaps, I don't ask if it's right or wrong. I just walk with a limp and I make it strong. I don't fit in your frame, I just go the edge. I carve my initials in a hotel ledge. Every city that I hit puts a mark in my head. Every stage just a grave where I talk. crooked road, where the cops learn names in the street, let's go roll. Where a kid finds calm in a locked bathroom, playing war on the towel just to fight that gloom. Where a belt on a hook is a loaded gun, and the calendar bleeds till the year's undone. Where a hand on your neck is a lullaby, and a slam door sings when your mother cries. I took all of that bio, turned it into a map. Every scar, every lash, every mental trap. Now I navigate hate like a second skin, like a tattoo etched where the bones begin. So when you come with your bright fake empathy, with your damn buzzwords and your therapy, understand I'm a mind in a quiet field. I explode through the soul when the pact is sealed. I don't chase any seat at your plastic feast. I don't dance for a treat like a broken beast. I write vows in the dust on a stained glass pane. Never bow, never beg, never bleach my stain. If the sky folds in and the ash falls down, I'll be there in the pit with the crooked crown still stomping on. Still stomping on. Concrete bread. Concrete hearts in the dead end hallway. Concrete hearts in the dead end hallway. Concrete hearts in the dead end hallway. Steel rain taps on the busted window frame. Black ink stains on the staircase handrail. Boot prints stamped in the trail to the stage. Woke up with the concrete glued to my face. Late rent, last nerve, little patience to waste. Landlord banging on the door like he owns my veins. But I bled on these boards, wrote my name in the grain. Clock hands heavy like they carrying chains. Every second drop harder than a freight train. Dead phone, red notice on the counter by the plate. Half smoke pack, cold coffee, crooked frame. Hit the stairwell, every step kicks dust in my lungs. Kids blast noise from a cracked Bluetooth drums. Old lady on the first floor praying for the flood. Says the world been wicked since the day you drew blood. I just pull the hood up tighter. Mine like a matchbook, breath like a lighter. Walk past tags on the wall, everyone like a trigger. Every slur, every slender made the hunger grow bigger. Job site closed, foreman cut the whole crew. Said the numbers look bad and the blame looks like you. Saw my name on the list, paper pin with the nail. Like a warning on the door, like a coffin for sale. Got home, flicked on that static snowstorm glow. So preach yourself here in the three-piece show. Saw suit shake hands over back room fires while the crowd outside cheer for collapsing wires. Grab hand, grab pad, grab air in my chest. Let the anger run left, let the ink through the rest. Every bar like a bruise that refuses to heal. Every line like a lock that reveals what I feel. Stomach growling like an engine with a bent valve. Still I lace up boots like a final vow. Step into the street, rain slick on the blacktop. Street vendor packing up, said the bank roll back. Drop police cruiser idle at the corner store door. Lights off, eyes on whoever look poor. Guy in a suit buys cheap cigars and a lie. Says he earned every dime, never seen his own sky. Billboard woman with a smile like a chip blade. Selling quick fixes for a slow decay. Under that sign, kick tags his own alias. Says he needs proof that he ever even made it. Bus rolls past with the windows all fog. Workers jam tight, heads bent, minds clogged. Everybody scrolling through a handheld cage. Trapped by a glow, they mistake for a stage. I keep walking, headphones dead in my hood. Let the rhythm in my chest knock like it should. Guitar growl in my head like a dirt-fed beast. Drum stomp patterns on the cracks in the street. Friend hit my line, said he lost his last jack to a bet on a fix and a quiet back deck. Said the dealer laughed, said the math never lie, but the dealer wrote the math. Now he wonders why. Another homie signed papers for a payday loan. Tiny print trap with the velvet tone. Now the interest stacks like a tower of bones. Every ring on the phone is another unknown. I seen bright kids trade dreams for a quick drip. Seen minds get clipped by a smooth sales pitch. Call it progress, call it personal brand. I just see a gold cage tightening its hand. Black, 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 black. it dawn. Timeline full of plastic applause. Brave in a box, all caps for a cause. Everybody expert on it like they ain't live. Handing out guilt like a holiday gift. Filter on face, venom under that grin. Type safe, rage, fragile glass for erection. I scroll past wars in the 30-second reel. Bodies turn stats, never granted to feel. Scroll past floods, fire chewing whole towns. Comment section laugh with a sideways crown. I slam it shut, let the silence get loud. Hear my own pulse knock like a hostile crowd. Hear neighbors fight through the crumbly wall. Same three insults, same tire sprawl. Father on the sofa, I sunk in the glare. Bed. Duck, 3 hard, 3 hard, 3 hard. Duck, 3 hard, 3 hard, 3 hard, 3 hard. Bed. Concrete breath. Concrete breath down. Concrete breath. Steel in my chest. Boots on the floor. Head full of threats. Static in the air. Sirens in the vents. You want a new king? I'm the consequence. I'm the consequence. I walk in, war in my jawline, jaw set, eyes red sharp like a fault line. Every step heavy like a drop Danville. You stay shaking in your brand new standstill. I'm the echo of a locked room meltdown. You're the echo of a dead crowd let down. Talk big, all script, just stay spit. I write dread in the dust where your name sits. I don't share thrones, I break them in hand grabs. Snap gold plates, make a chain out of fragments. Drag that shine through the mud and I tag it. Spray my mark on the glass of your palace. I don't need banners, I don't need backing. Only need pressure and the promise of cracking. Every smug handshake, every sly head nod. Getting tall in my shadow when the sky bends off. Nah, you post threats with the soft grip, soft face. Keyboard king with the locked door, locked gate. I bring storms to your calm, clean staircase. Mud on the marble, ash in your airspace. You chase trends like a dog seeing headlines. I chase gods through the smoke of a dead shrine. I stand firm, bare hands on the landmine. Laugh when it clicks, then I turn it to deadline. The consequence. Look at you, all brand deals and bright talk. Tryna buy backbone at a night shop. All that gloss on a nervous handshake. All that spin on the side with a glass base. I see fear in the fold of your eyelids. That tiny twitch when the room goes silent. You rehearse every phrase like a sales pitch. I spit truth like a judge with the fail switch. I feel weight on my spine like a steel yoke. Fists on the table when the deal broke. Slut in the dark with the dry throat. Cold smoke, bet on myself when the world's at home. Choke. I bleed days in the bars till the ink aches. Sleep walks off and my will takes its place. Clocks keep spinning but I don't see breaks. I just see cracks in the frame that your name takes. This is raw nerve, bare knuckle monologue. You're another day flyer on a torn wall. Every week trend that you chase I outlive. Every chief crown in your vids I outstrip. You one hype or one head with the eyes wide. Want the ground shifting under their dry pride. Want your boardroom saints in the landside. Want your gold-plated mask in the landside. On the broke or the sideline, I break thrones for the ones getting sidelined. Take aim at the smug in the skylines. Put heat on their hands, writing sly lies. I remember cold floors, no bed frame. Night bus hood up in the gray rain. Count coins, plan moves on the day train. Hold rage like a match to a gas main. Now I'm stumping through the halls at your gate. Kept checking every locked door. Through a rain check, rip codes, pull cords from the safe chest. Call names on the wall. Where the paint's fresh, you build walls out of fear and the it. I bring storms, let the whole sky pressing. That fake smile on your face starts stressing when you feel real weight on your next win. I'm the crack in your brand clean portrait. Hand on the frame till the glass starts warping. Boardroom hush when my name hits shortlist. They know one verse turns a crown to a gauntlet. I don't want claps from the same hands clocking me. I want silence, wide eyes, raw honesty. Want the suits in the back row watching me drop pens when they feel that velocity. So keep keep stage lines. I keep pose, keep pose. Gone, 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 gone. Don't breathe breath. Spotlight on the stain, on the stain, on the stain, on the stain. Spotlight on the stain. Creep through my veins, steel in the air vents, dead calm in my chest. On my laces, grit on my laces. Static in my stare. Blueprints on old names. Just choking the flare. I stomp in the room like a bad decision. Every step heavy with the past collision. Every face fade when I crash that vision. I was built from the blame and the black ambition. I drag old ghosts through the hallway shadows. They cling like chains to the cracked up tiles. I learned real quick how the hate gets hollow when it eats itself over shattered files. I don't play nice with the guilt you're selling. You wrote that script and you changed your spelling. You hid those hands while the clock kept yelling, but I kicked that door off the frame you're dwelling. I'm the stain that the bleed street missing. I'm the line in the sand you're kissing. I'm the fuse that you thought went missing till I light that match in a dead man's kitchen. Every lie that you stack like a fragile tower, I walk straight through, watch the drywall shower. You preach big talk from a paper power to the ink ran red in your final hour. I know every crack in the mask you're wearing, so the fold in your grin when you stop pretending. You built that throne out of cheat codes, staring and the legs gave out in a hard dead ending. I was down in the dirt with the failed experiments pinned to the floor by the weight of comparisons. Every cheap word like a dull blade pressing in till I snapped that frame and I walked out arrogant. I grind each name like a stone in the grinder, turn fake crowns into dust and reminders. Every can that you fired like a sniper dropped to the ground when I walked in tighter. Bang, bang. I got floors full of scars in the old foundation. Blueprints burn from the cold temptations. You fed me down like a daily ration. I spat that back as a sharp mutation. Your approval never bought me a single second. You're there now, never stop this spine from flexing. I took that fear, turned it into a weapon, carved my path out of every rejection. You locked those doors at the end of the hallway, thought the deadbolt sang your story always. I cracked each frame with the bare hand, crossfade left hinges bend like your pride on a bad day. Now each step lands like a hammer in a crater. Every word swings like a judge and a traitor. I don't chase peace, I just hunt my failure till it folds under newfound labor. I remember cold nights with the windows shaking when the roof dripped out and the floor felt vacant. When the world wrote quick on my skin like a statement, I carved that out, left a blunt engraving. They laughed and rose like a cheap laugh track. Faces blurred in a washed out back. I kept my rage in a tight grim stack till it blew that room through a ragged crack. Now I slide on the spine of your expectations. Use each light as a live ignition. Turn weak words into raw ammunition. Launch that straight through your fake traditions. I don't see gold in the ash and cinders. I just want proof when the weaklings splinter. When the old guard fall like a cheap cold winter. And the ground shakes hard with the newborn sinner. roar. Fluorescent buzz rates a migraine score. I drag my name like a chain through tar. Every step sparks war in a silent bar. Ink on my hands from the forms they file. They stamp my fate with a deadpan smile. Clock on the wall eats hours like prey. I watch my life get shaved away. Grind in my jaw, but I keep that calm. Brain plays bombs like a ticking song. Pressure in the spine like loaded steel. Every polite word cuts the deal. Coffee in the gut tastes just like smoke. Polished that shine, inside I choke. Hallway hum like a swarming glass. Every fake laugh cracks that mask. Staples snap in a trembling fist. I stack gray days in a foggy list. Nothing feels sharp but the urge to break. They feed me rolls like a rattlesnake. I drag each breath through a gravel field. Soft handshake, hide in a hidden shield. They push that memo like a holy text. Every dumb line makes my nerve reflex. Jawline tight, but I sign that blame. My own black ink frames their game. Clipboard king with the plastic crown points at my chest, tries to shut me down. Says play along, stay in your lane. My pulse draws maps in a burning vein. I taste cold dust on my bitten lips. Swallow that spark, but I feel it slip. Words in my throat like a lock stockpile. One wrong syllable and I paint this aisle. Flickering light takes a nervous twitch. Flashes my face in a killing pitch. I see my shadow past the copy room, carving a path through this page cocoon. Clyde tongue scraping a sandpaper truth. My stare goes flat as it hunts for proof. I keep that folder like a fragile bomb. Walking the line in a false calm. Every name tag looks just like prey. Soft eyes walking through a predator day. I hear the buzz of a distinct gate. Metallic song telling out my fate. I clench my spine till it feels like wire. Fuel in my back for a rising fire. Water cooler talk paints dead blue skies. They trade fake dreams, I trade sharp replies. Green glow paints my exhausted skin. Status bar crawl like a slow thin grin. I load each light in a mental mag. Catalog shame like a crimson flag. I walk these cubes like a ghost in boots, ready to salt all these paper roots. The air tastes stale with a plastic hit. My patience hangs by a thinning flint. Breath comes hot through a grit-lock jaw. Silence screams as I rewrite law. Heavy boots, heavy boots. Door latch clicks like a countdown hiss. I feel each echo sharp in my fist. Hallway stretches like a rubber band. I snap that fear in my bare hand. Conference room smells like fake pine spray. Glossy charts try to block my way. They talk buzzwords thick like tar. I see their lies written in each scar. Projector beam paints ghosts on walls. Quarterly graphs, high quiet brawls. Their hollow praise hits like lead. Compliments coded in quiet dread. My seat plate groans when I stand up slow. Chair wheel squeal, lets the whole room know. Eyes find me like a hunting sight. Red dot branded on my quiet fight. Boss man grins with the shark skin tie. Voice pours oil on a bone dry lie. Says be a team player, swallow pride. I feel that fuse spark deep inside. I speak in stone, each word weighs tons. Every syllable loads these phantom guns. Tell them I'm done being dressed in shame. Done playing scapegoat in their tame game. His smirk twitches at the straight flat tone. Can't process steel when he's used to drones. Hands fold tight like a folding blade. He throws soft threats in a friendly shade. Says you'll be replaced. That's just how it is. I laugh one sharp at his weak quiz. Tell him. Heavy boots. Tell him.